what's actually happening right now. And if there's houses that are listed and not selling, you make such a great point. It's worth somewhere less than that. Hey, it's Kevin Amolsch, Pine Financial Group, where we work together so you succeed. Hey, you found us here on Facebook, you found us here on YouTube. Help me out, hit like, subscribe. We're trying to build a channel so we can help more real estate investors just like you. Got another fantastic guest, Mr. Scott Kraft, absolute expert when it comes to valuing real estate and after repaired values. He's gonna give us 3 tips on how to accomplish that. How do you come up with your ARV? So, Scott, give me 1 tip on coming up with your ARV.
Okay, so what I'd like to look at, and it's so important that you are able to do this, it's best if you find a neighborhood where there's a lot of sales happening, right? The further out into the rural world, where there's less houses right next to each other, there's less market activity happening, it's harder to find good comps. So what I like to do, and for the purposes of this video, let's assume that all of our comps are identical houses, built in the same year, same quality, everything like that. What we want to see is what has sold recently, right? Because we're looking backwards with comps. So it's a picture of what has happened in the past. It's not necessarily a picture of what's current today. And if we're in a more rural area where it's hard to find good comps, you sometimes have to go back a year. Well, is the market today the same as it was a year ago? I would say no,
Probably not.
right? So what you want to find is the most recent comps that shows what happened most recently. So that's number 1.
Okay. What's the second one?
Number 2 is you want to also look at what's available, right? So what else is out there that is currently active that's not selling right now, right? Because let's say something sold for more money 2 months ago, and then this identical house right now at the same price is not selling. What does that tell you? It's not going to sell at that price, so you got to drop the value, which tells me that the house I'm valuing, I have to drop that.
That's good. I think a lot of people miss this one. So definitely you want to bring in the time for your comps. So you don't want to go back too far in history is what you're saying. And 2, what's actually happening right now. And if there's houses that are listed and not selling, you make such a great point. It's worth somewhere less than that. Okay, cool. What's the third one?
So kind of in between those 2, what's currently pending? What's under contract? What was available and is now under contract? Someone's put an offer on that house, seller agreed to that price. The problem with this is it's hard. You don't know what it's under contract at. You can see its list price, you can see that it is now no longer available, but you don't know exactly what price it's at. So it's hard to really determine too much about that. Oftentimes realtors will call the listing agent and see if they could maybe get some information out of them. You're not necessarily going to get that information, but it doesn't hurt to pick up the phone and call them. So when you're looking at what's currently under contract compared to what's available, that gives you an idea of where you have to be to actually go from available to under contract. And you have to take into account all 3 of these, the solds, the pendings, and the actives when you are trying to value a piece of real estate.
Yeah, I love it. These are 3 fantastic tips. And I think maybe some people would feel it's obvious, but it's not. People miss this all the time. So I love these 3 tips. Scott, if you're up for it, I would love to shoot another video with you about rural properties, or if you can't find the close-in comps and what you think about that. So let's do that on another video. For now, hopefully you're getting some value, and you can find more information about Pine Financial at pinefinancialgroup.com.